Good morning, afternoon, and evening to you all, wherever you're joining me at this hour. Welcome to 148th edition of Investdata Trading Academy live with Ambrose. I say welcome again after the break, especially those that are down here in the local market. I say welcome after the celebration of the independent and the master class. And also, I want to use the opportunity to say big thanks to as many that also participated in the master class. What made it a success, and I believe that this morning you are taking action. You can see how the market is moving. You also, at the end, that we didn't attend, start preparing for the next one, because there's always opportunity for those that came to the master class. I know that, yes, even the comment on the platform shows that they really got what value for their money. And also, now the time that will tell as they take position for the next 91 days, look forward to see what their portfolio look like. And that also essence of being in the class. Not only just to take stock, but I'm happy that the skill they acquire from this master class from the professionals that will help them also to plan their trade better than what they have done before now. And that is good enough training. It betters you, it makes you to have new ideas, new insights on what you are doing. I really want to appreciate you all for your time. I've also the facilitators that are studying us at this hour on this platform. I say thank you for making time to be not in the class of two. Yes, I will start with looking at the global market. I'll tell you that the global market has a kind of a sustained the positive momentum we saw yesterday. But then here we have public holiday, but there the market opened the last quarter of the year positive, and that also have been sustained this morning. But in all this, it's a good trend. But I will also encourage, as I always emphasize, that this is the time, remaining days of this year and beyond. Use your word, your stop loss, your protective stop loss in any trade you are entering, your buy entry and your entering strategy and also exit strategy. At the same time, target your profit target. Make sure that you are trading your goal where your plan because you have a goal to achieve. If that is also settled, that is why you can now pick a stock to enter. Then we thought about how to use momentum, timing, and other stuff for rest of the day. I believe that those that really attend the class will benefit. What you know what I'm just saying because we do some adjustment in some of the indicators to meet one different target or one different reason to achieve a particular goal when you are trading. But the good thing is that the global market, as we speak now, maintain its positive sentiment to open two-day trading higher, which is good. Thereby kind of rebounding from the sharp losses of Q3 that market was down, which was also reviews fear of what fear of recession, driven by aggressive monetary policy tightening in the last quarter. But this quarter, the last quarter, when I say last quarter, I'm talking about the previous quarter, which is the quarter three. But quarter four is starting on a positive note. We can see that the market has sustained for 2 days, which is good. Just as investors are still doubting if the experience or the experience of UK government was a lesson to other central banks of the world in terms of continuing their aggressive nature. But one thing is that the reversal of the proposed tax cut by UK government also has also sending kind of here to be where the market is going because after they are taking that step, we saw the intervention, we saw it also in Japan. No, they need these are the things we want to look at. What is the global economy going to? And these are what is also driving the sentiment that will continue. But to speak now, it's a good thing that I can maintain that positive sentiment for 2 days. Also, where it's not clear direction, that's why investors are still in doubt. Will the central banks across the globe continue with this aggressive, quantitative, tightening? Will they continue to move in that direction? Because we have seen that this is the last quarter of the year, and most of the central bank has just one meeting, between now and end of the year, to push out to 2023. So will they continue with this rate? But these are the things that investors are looking at this moment. That is why you can see that there's kind of a slowdown in activities, in some of the markets. Despite that, yes, they are still green. These are the concern of many investors, and that is why portfolio is shuffling and also will continue. The total rotation will continue from one market to the other, from one sector to the other. Just looking for where you can also end later 10 between now and what and end of the year, and also how you can protect your capital in this inflationary environment across the globe. Oil price had also continued its oscillation just as it rebounded powerfully as a result of proposed output cut in the next coming meeting of OPEC, and which I know that OPEC has a way of influencing price, and that's why I remember in this class I've always said that that oil price, no matter what, it will close above $400 this year, 2022. As we speak now, it has also rallied almost to trade around the 89.74 as we speak, almost 19 naira. So that instrument or commodity have gone low at almost 81, also bouncing back powerfully. It tells you the power of of supply and demand. For OPEC decided to tweak on supply, they know why, so that the price can still remain up. These are the things. That's why these and other factors are the one driving this market volatility, as you all know. But you as an investor should know exactly where to put your attention. As we expect these energy related companies and oil sector to continue to look up, because I'll tell you most of the market across the globe, their earnings are so far is being led in terms of performance by this oil sector because of activities and price of what of commodity that have supported the job. And I believe that the other sectors that their earnings are still looking up as we speak. Oil sector is driving, or the energy in the sector is one driving most of the earnings across the globe. But to speak now, US market indices and that of European stock market are in green as we speak. Good one, they are in green. While Asia and Africa remain mixed as we speak now. Our market open slightly in green, but this hour that pull back to red around 0.09 down. But the open is slightly in the green. But you can see that in our down here market, you can see that they are seeing see kind of a quiet market, I would say, because people are really trying to play the market with caution, and that is why we are seeing that activities in our local market here is not as vibrant as we have seen in other market, because all eyes is on what I want looking at to see the inflation figure for the month of September, and also the economic data in terms of GDP for the for the third quarter that just ended. But the good news here that despite that the market is a bit dull this morning, we are seeing some economic data that just came from from the month of September ended. We saw the purchasing manager for that period. We saw a little improvement in what in the private sector. I would say the purchasing manager was up to around 53.7 from 52.3 point recorded in August. This is a good sign, and don't forget that despite the missed trend we saw in the last quarter, the third quarter for the MPI, which is a purchasing manager index, we saw that the month of July was positive, but in August it slowed down. We're seeing other improvement and these are the period we have seen a kind of almost a 400 basis point increase in what in interest rate. How it's going to play out is what we are going to look at it as what as investor you need to know, because this has the also influencing what activities in the market. As we speak now, this missed macroeconomic data from Q2 should also guide investors on what to expect in this last quarter of the year 2022. With inflation currently running over 20%, and CBN hiking rate with almost 400 basis points in less than 6 months indicates that the policy makers or economic managers had assumed that the economy has remained what strong, and that's why, because they are looking at the previous two Q1 and Q2 GDP. Despite that those growth are weak, they are considered as a strong economy, because we saw a growth of 3.11 to 3.51 from first quarter to Q2. That is what they are seeing, and also seeing this number that also that came out from for the month of September. It's also they also be considered, because we are seeing an improvement in private sector. For me, these are what investors should also look at to guide them. But on the strength of this data that just came now, and that I'll say that capital market is a lead indicator, because companies now that are present on the exchange are those are in that different sector. And now we're looking forward to see the Q3 number for this company from this month of October. And that is why all eyes is on what on the equity on the company's corporate action or earnings or corporate action, which is earnings. If that comes and beat expectation or sustain the trend we saw in Q1 and Q2 and uptrend, that also guide the investor that means at the end of this period we now know where the company is going. But we want to see the impact of the last adjustment of from 14% to 15.5% in NPR. How it's going to play out? We have seen that it's like the private sector has started adjusting to the 14 basic point adjustment rate before this new one. But that also will show. But don't forget that the last quarter we're entering also come with what a lot of seasonality. And this seasonality is what many investors are looking at to see how it's going to support the market. And it's not only just now in Nigeria, here globally, all eyes are what on Q3 number and seasonality that come with the last quarter of the year. But you as an investor, you also be guided that these numbers will come, but what will be the sentiment, what will be the reaction, the psychology of people in the market. That is why it's very, very important. But with the new phase of rate hike, policy of CBN, it is clear that we are in another phase of what economic activities. In this phase, where we should expect a declining earnings, a slow spending, a higher unemployment rate, and also a volatile market as we are already experiencing, and other indicators of what to show us that we are already in the contracting economy. Yes, the assumption is that because we saw Q2 and Q3 GDP positive. Yeah, but I'll tell you, at the way the rate we are seeing a rising inflation and a high, MPR. I'll tell you, this MPR is still the highest since the Nigerian democracy. I tell you, for almost more than a decade, 2 decades, this is what we are saying. For that, it has a way of also slowing down the economy. That means we might see a positive corporate earnings till end of the year, but in 2023, or less on economic reform again. But if not, with the rate we are going in terms of we might try to see what a slowdown in corporate earnings and from 2023. So that you as an investor, since every investment is against the future, you need to know what you are doing with your investment so that you will know exactly what to do. Across the globe and domestically, all eyes are on the last quarter seasonality and Q3 earnings performance for year-end rally, in the midst of low liquidity, rising inflation, rising rates, and also geopolitical tension here and there, including election, policy, mismatch, and insecurity. You can see that yes, we are coming out from all this, but we need to understand what is happening around us as a nation, what is happening in the economy globally. These are what will guide you to know exactly what to do when it comes to taking investment decision. Since every investment is against the future, you must take decision that will better your portfolio, so that at the end of the day, it will be a time for you to smile. Because if you continue to chase shadow, you also at the end of the day you'll be regret. And that's why this class is sponsored that will make informed investment decision at the end of the day. Because every investment is what against the future. And now we're seeing this volatility in the market. It is time for investors or traders to see how they can preserve their portfolio and also their capital. If that is what you should go, you need to look at what I call those commodity and real estate back stock or sectors where you can also make information. Yes, there are many sectors that also have potential, but this real estate and commodity, even utility, all over, where you know that is where you know that yes, the company's earnings will remain in a positive direction, despite while expect to likely experience contraction going to the future. That is why you need to take that decision and start realigning your portfolio in that sector, so that at the end of the day, your portfolio will be in for profit, and you also will be smiling. Which I believe that most of them that attended the last master class, will explain all these things and also was giving them where they should put their money at the end of the day. But for general, I say that you should look for where the sectors, because at this time, like I tell people that unless you are keeping cash to take another position, if you are keeping cash to be spending cash, it's good, it's another way, but most time because of your inflation environment, that cash at the end of the day, the value also be eroded. That is why you need to see where you can also preserve the capital and grow it to stay ahead of what inflation is saying today. That is also another way of managing your portfolio. But I believe that before we go to the chart to see that this will guide you to know what to do as you speak. You cannot separate what is happening in the economy and from the market, because the stock market has only said that leads what the economic is a leading indicator at any given time. Yes, we want to quickly look at what is happening in the market, and before we look at the today's daily chart, we want to look at this is the first trading day of the month of October after the release. And in this class or in the master class in the Q&A, I've asked the importance of what the end of the closing price for a day, closing price for a week, and closing price for a month. And that we have seen the closing position of the market as at end of September, and most stocks also close that month. You need to look at what is the price that this stock closed for that month. It's also a day, it's also a weekly. Check the price they close, and also you now go back and look at the 52-week high of these companies and see where the price is at this particular time, to see are they selling far below their 52 high, or they are almost breaking down their 52, and what is the sentiment behind. And that is the sense of recently you read sentiment report any given time, so that you know exactly how to take your sentiment report to see the momentum behind that stock and where the stock is going. That is why I said it anytime, any day, that the importance of what closing price for the day, for the week and for the month is very, very important. And this is also the beginning of another quarter. We want to see how the month of September has performed. For you to also look at that is why you need to look at the price it closed that day, and also go and look at your 15-week high to see where they are, especially now that market is also on a kind of a in a volatile mode, which also tell the market is also correcting at this point. You need to see where you can position ahead of what the Q3 number. Knowing that this Q3 number is also very important for you to make what informed investment decision. These are the things you need to also look at when you are making investment decision. Like I just said, the importance of what the price, the closing price for the day, for the week, for the month. Now we have seen the close for today, the fourth. We have seen what it closed yesterday, the last Friday, which is the 30th. Now you are also looking at this morning where am I going for my new position. That's why in technical analysis, the what we call value area, as you are looking at the price it close, look at the sentiment behind the price at that day, because of us already sent you the sentiment report for the week, for the day, and also for the month. You will know exactly what to do at now. Now look at the company or the NGS index you are saying, what is the highest of that index, or what is the highest of that the price of that stock, to tell you exactly whether you are near to the near to the 15-week high, or you are near to the 15-week low at that particular time. You know exactly what to do. Are you trading 50% discount from the top, the 15-week high, or are you trading almost this time make another new low? These are the things, and also what is happening in the company. That's why you need to know that's momentum behind it. Once you're able to grab this, you can make informed information from that position. And also knowing that these earnings will be hitting the market any moment from now. That means you need to also to know the date that company are likely to hit. That is why I said, in the one of the class that the importance of this historical date are very, very important for you to also plan your work, your trade. You know the MPC when it's coming, you know when the project manager is coming, when inflation is coming, you know all these data, and also when the earning season. If you can plan with them and know what next are likely to work to push the stock either up or down, or what's also the kind of expectation from the market. Because therefore that if you are trading with 2 months, you don't know, you buy 2 months and sell into action. Because when you're going to the month that, oh, this earnings we're expecting will be positive, you start what taking position. Once the release that is positive as right come out, you don't wait until you see the figure before you jump into the market. That's why I said I need to share this before we continue looking at the data. As we speak now, we're coming back to look at the market. Yes, as we speak, market is doing no 48,964.93, marginally down by 0.09. Market, in terms of point, is 59.23 point down, representing 0.09% in red. Now, the thing is that as we speak, market activities is low. We're seeing a negative market breadth already. We're seeing 9 losers against just 3 gainers, and in that 9 losers, we're seeing that the Red Star Express is leading, followed by Japan Gold. We're seeing consolidated Hallmark Insurance as the third one there, also Champs and UPDC. Like I just mentioned that there are some stuff that we should be, because those real estate related and the commodity and also to utility, these are where should be looking at. And see, for me, I see that UPDC at this price is also a good point for you to look at it. Especially, we are looking forward to see the number. The Q3 number will also define where it will go from this current price selling. Then, if you look at the gainers, so to speak, I say they are three, led by ROT Briscoe, followed by the NTS Group, and also we're seeing the utility Unity Bank. Here for me, you need to also be careful. I said that you are trading all these penny stocks, clearly, ROT Briscoe and talk like Unity Bank, you have to be very careful. They are so volatile, and also this is stuff that can quality trap you. But for Unity Bank, I don't see anybody that's looking that way should be very careful. A bank for almost more than 5 years having a negative order from any day, anytime. I don't know why the CPN. I always say why they are taking it back, because I know what happened on that bank. It's because of their negative shareholders, they were nationalized. But this one has stayed in the market running. Don't know why. Also, if you look at the terms of volume, the top trading volume, you can see that this morning we saw the life of GT Code is not really in the terms of volume, followed by Zenith Bank, and also see Champs there, Owando, and the Jaius Bank. For UGT Bank, we saw it among the gainers when the market was in green this morning before the market turned red. Leading, we can see that we're seeing activities in that stock. Most of them are selling activities, but I believe that at the price it is now, it's becoming attractive for design investor, because the sector where these banks are operating, and also the kind of the bank policy, only that though I said the set down is not as a result of the numbers alone, shows that the holding structure is also changing. Those that have kept the stock up in terms of the traditional confidence they have a company before now, but they are seeing the numbers are not looking good. I think those structural is changing. People are selling off to enter another stock, especially institutional investor or foreign investor in the bank. But I believe that for me, the numbers of the bar is not totally bad. At this price, it becomes attractive for those that are thinking for income investing. Then for Zenith Bank, fine, this volume is also good. You know what is happening. We are seeing good volume. And don't forget that this bank has sustained almost like 7 years consistent, the most profitable bank in Nigeria for good 7 years. It's a good no fun. But Owando, yes, the news of Owando selling almost 48 or 45% of his holding to 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 NNPC. Now is the new NNPC now, the new name, and that also shows that the Owando is totally divesting from this downstream of operation. But we have not seen results of Owando for the previous years to know where they are going, especially 2021 and this current year. We have not seen to know how they are, because we have seen other companies operating in that oil space where Owando is. Their numbers are very, but we have not seen to ascertain the state of Owando. And Jaiz Bank, we see that there is also kind of positive sentiment. We are seeing volume in that positive sentiment for Jaiz. That also guide you on what to do in these companies. But before go looking at individual, I want to call up and see what the index have done for the last month, and also weekly and daily. That will now come back to look at the market proper with being to this live class for the day. But let's quickly call our indicators up to speak. Yes. The plastic oscillator. Or let's bring MACD. Let's take MACD this morning. Look at MACD, what is MACD doing. Then take our money flow, consider our exponential, our T line. Can go without that T line. That's what we need better that weapon to catch our entering out and good. Another one I want to call the polygraph band so that you can look at where it is easily, so that you also can take advantage of that information as we share them. Yes, this is the market performance as we speak. If you look at the index action, you can see the from the polygon band, you can equally see what we are seeing, and also the T line. You can see that the index remain above, but as we speak, recently the market has remained below the T line. That shows a sign of what weakness already in the market, and that is why as the market is at this critical point now, all eyes and what are on the Q3 number and other development that will come. You can see that last Friday, you can see the market is like green, but this one to speak now is already in red with the low volume. The market is waiting and being the first trading day for the last quarter and the month of October. But especially that this month will experience some volatility to from this trend, and that we look forward to see going to the future. But this is the fourth trading day. We're starting on the negative note as we speak. It's open positive, but this afternoon at this hour was that it's in red already. But that should not send panic. I said, but you need to also watch the market very well. See there is below the T line, and if you come and look at the other indicators, that will guide us to know what to do. If you look at what is happening in MACD, the momentum indicator, you can see that it's already performing a bearish situation, and money flow is looking down. Straight this hour have not gone up around 20. Good, it has almost gone as high as 30 to 50 before almost to 47 before coming down this morning. You can see here. For me, let's keep our eyes in the market, but let's look at what the market is doing on an hour chart. But this is a day market we are looking at. We need to understand what is the market doing per hour to know exactly what to do. Yes, if you look at here, you can see that they try to also go bullish on the 1 hour chart, and also still MACD is still index action is still below the T line. Let's quickly look at it to get the full picture on the 1 hour chart. We need to get the full picture so that it also get up. You can see on the 1 hour chart it's still below the T line. When I try to cross on the 1 hour chart, I can see green here, go up here, see that, and not coming down. This 1 hour chart as we speak, not just picture, so that you understand. But you can see that MACD is also trying to cross here. You can see try to become bullish on the 1 hour chart. That means we need to keep our eyes on board. That means on the 1 hour chart there's still strength and momentum in the market, and money flow is almost 58, 60 on the 1 hour chart, which is good. That's why you need to know the strength, that you know what is happening in the market as we speak. Let's quickly look at this stocks, this index for a month and see how it has performed for that month. That now, the month of August, you can see here that the market has pulled down for almost straight 4 months, but still trading on top T line. Has not broken down the T line. While also once you can see the correction, when I said it always that when you see that the index action of price action is far from the T line, it's a sign of weakness where you can start taking profit. You can notice here when they come up here, it come down here. Once far from it, notice it. You can see it's the same thing here, far from T line. Just on also on a daily chart, you want to see that one also it is far from what from the T line down. You can see when it's far from here down, you can see that it start coming up again. You need to look all this. Yeah. Also, if you look at on a monthly chart, you confirming that momentum is also coming down to come bearish already. You can see it here. If you are trying to cross down, our same strong volume also for the month, but I believe that it is less than what we saw the previous month of August, because volume traded for the month of September was around 3.2 billion against about 4.19 billion for August. You can see that. Market is still waiting for clear direction, knowing that this last quarter, remember the mantra that says sell in May and buy what in October. I'm already in October. Why did you buy in October? As the earnings are coming, you see the direction where the economy is going, where all the market is going in terms of the company's corporate earnings, when are likely to pay dividend and not to pay dividend. And as I said earlier, that we like to see positive number because we are also in the last September, NPR positive margin index shows that there was expansion for that period. That also guide you to see what the period is going to go. Going to the future, we want to see how also this adjustment in rate is going to play down on the activity. Like I said, once you see high interest rate, high inflation, and prices are decline, it's also a that contraction is already on the way. For that, we have to be very careful. Let's quickly look at the weekly chart here too. Look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart is also slightly below the T line. I see it here. But one thing I see that if you look at this histogram here, already see sign that it's also coming up. But once able to cross here, that will become what a positive one for the market. Let's go down to our daily chart, which we have done. Yes, we'll quickly look at those stocks that were mentioned here on the in our discussion. So GT code, how far is it going? Is it continuing on that trend? Is any bank bouncing up? Really? Yes. NGS, we've seen that they have bounced back from 17 naira to this level. We are thinking that it's going to move further low, but as a event of food in that organization, as they suspended their proposed primary market activities and others, acting chairman, want to see how you go to this morning. Can see among the tech gainers, want to look at the chart, what the chart is saying about this. Times we're going to look at the chart of GT code now. Zenith Bank, look at Wando. I don't know Wando is just for us to look at because no fundamental to that, but let's see how the sentiment is saying about the stock. Look at the NGS and also look PDC at this moment that before we round up the class for today. Let's quickly start with the GT code to see what happening in GT code. Still gaining this morning when phone new so that the stock has slowed down in terms of gain. As you speak now, if you look at this trend for GT code, you can see it has a downtrend for GT code, lower lows we are seeing here. Also, you can see that our T line to come off over and cross down. Since it crossed down from around it here, that is around the May. You can see that it has remained below the T line since May. It's only tested up there. It has tried to take below. You can see all this one was below the T line to this one. This one tried to get to rebound on a day chart, but it has tested the T line. It has not broken it down. Our same volume here also when it tried to resist a decline with this chart here. With this candlestick formation, let me put out that candlestick formation so that you get the view of that candlestick. You can see it here. This what we call a hammer. Now, after seeing a downtrend, that you need to think an uptrend. But one thing that is still there, also below the T line here. I see it here. We need to also keep our eyes on it. Getting below the T line on a low volume. Let's see, but money flow is looking up here. To show that fund is also entering the stock as we speak for the stock. After it has gone even below 10, I see that it's coming up again. I see that fund left the stock, it's now coming back gradually again. For those that are thinking medium and long, I think for point also income investor, I think you can do the way. But I tell you, we traders must confirm a breakout of the T line before we can jump into GT code at this point. We need to confirm that strength has come back in GT do before we can take action in GTO. But the momentum is very, very important. Not just entering into a stock that trend is weak. It will take you anywhere. Let's look at the uh, Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank, as we speak, we are seeing a positive trend here. You can see that it has crossed, the T line up. And don't forget that, after it has come down, you can see that the momentum in terms of Bollinger telling that it's a contraction here. After that, we are going to see boom. Either boom up or boom down. It's a good one that is contracting here. After here, either up or down. So what happened here? Narrow before it boom down, come up again. You can see it remain wide. These are the things to look at. Also, look at what is the MACD doing at each of these momentum. But at this point, I can see that MACD is positive already. See it here, and this is a good sign for MACD for the stock. And you can see that the sign of MACD is positive and bullish, and the money flow is 70. Let's see that this will work in the chart. Let's look at 1 hour chart for Zenith Bank. It's a good one for Zenith Bank. Despite the price is hovering between 20 and 1980, and all the price. As we speak, it's slightly below the T line now on the 1 hour chart, and you can see that they have not confirmed a breakdown, but already see sign of weakness here from MACD. But know that MACD is also a lag indicator, but let's see. And also, I see money flow try to go up slightly on a 1 hour chart. Let's quickly look at what is happening in Oman. Owando, I'll tell you this company, this is a 1 hour chart of Owando. Fine, we are seeing that the momentum is becoming weak on 1 hour chart. If you look at what we are seeing here in this histogram here, and also as to speak, it is trading below the T line, and see it here on the 1 hour, and we are seeing volume. Let's still keep our finger, but money flow is looking up marginally, but still below 50, around 40, 41 for me. So let's keep our eye, but don't forget that this company, because of the nature of the activities, not being transparent, both in you can see that even in dry stock market, the South African market, the stock have also on kind of a suspension for what for lack of corporate governance, and that is why hearing the news of selling part of their downstream business, it doesn't in fact nobody was kind of surprised, because it's a sign also what is happening in the company for investors to read between lines. But let's quickly look at the NGS before finally look at the UPDC for the class a day. NGS. Sorry. You can see NGS group now. You can see the chart, positive chart we're seeing, and this is the 1 hour 1 hour chart. You can see it here. Let's see, it's still above the T line. No, it's okay. You can see it on the 1 hour chart, the price is down here below the T line. Good, but see the momentum here is still very strong. You can need to watch for that this 1 hour chart, and also reading almost 80, 90 less of money flow for 1 hour chart. Let's look at to get the full picture. You can see on the day chart, the chart is also trading below, trading above the T line. You can see it here. But you can see that also momentum in terms of Bollinger is also coming back to close gradually. You can see the move from 17 naira to where it is now. This rally again as a cross T line, that is where it become attractive. You can see. But now I think profit taking should also come from 17 to almost 20, 21. That should take profit from the stock. If you want to buy a 35%, now we are seeing a kind of a clear that direction where they are going after their AGM. That will also give us an insight. We can see the positive MACD, bullish MACD, and money flow on the day chart is still below 50, within 27. That's it that the front end of the stock is not equally strong also at the same time. Finally, we want to look at the UPDC. Let's check what, like I mentioned in the class, where you should put your money. Let's see what is happening. What will see the result of this company. That gives us a clear direction, and you can see what we call here, bullish and covering, bearish and covering. What again the previous, you can see that this candle is already taking it off. But let's see keep out of what as we speak now. It's slightly also above the T line, even at this pullback. But money flow has come down. We'll try to look up a flat now again. And my day is slightly, slightly marginally strong until you have to confirm, with the end of the trading for today. If you look at the 1 hour chart, that's what we want to look at now. See what 1 hour chart is saying for the stock. But 1 hour chart is also saying this stock at this point it's directly below the T line. I can see that volume here is not too much, but money flow is telling that fund is not entering the stock. It's around 17, reading 17 now. For me, we need to also extract percent and watch also to see where it's going from here. I believe that all eyes are on the number come from UPDC. Once that number is confirmed, we are good to go on with the stock. Yes, I would say thank you for your time. For those that do not make the market class, there are two other things you can enjoy. We have posted new videos on the analysis and that. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and also make comment, and also share the link with your friends. I will tell you that also go to the site of giving a stock to watch test of technical analysis and other market updates and news of the positive return we saw in September in position manager index. All go there to the site and see all. I'll say thank you. Look forward to see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your trading days.